Now I'll tell you a story about Kate. It had been 10 years of being sick, but things got really bad for her in December 2022 when she was taken to hospice care. Kate met three amazing people between December 16, 2022 and January 25, 2023 before she died. On December 23, 2022, the first strange thing happened. When I was taken to the hospital, I was having a bad allergic reaction. In this dangerous situation, I had an amazing experience. I thought I had left my body behind for a split second and was watching what was going on from a place near the roof. Kate was in her hospice bed there, with a friend sitting next to her in the strange, cloudy, misty light. I was interested in what would happen to the people I cared about after I died because I thought about death a lot, even though they knew they would make it. There was an unsettling silence around them. Now that I was awake again and was told I could go home, I still couldn't take my eyes off of Kate. The next thing that happened took place in Kate's cozy home while she slept soundly. It was weird for me to feel like Kate's spirit had become a part of me in the shower, and I could see our life from the outside. This strange event happened 3 times, and each time there was an unusual connection that went beyond normal limits. The third and final show with Kate was a powerful example of how we feel about each other. One of her friends helped her feel better when things were the worst in her life. But on the 25th, I had to be by Kate's side no matter what. Then, at a moment with more meaning than we could understand, the number 842 showed up in front of us, indicating the start of a journey beyond this world. The lines between us and reality disappeared, and we were driving along a dull dirt road with fewer and fewer colors. Even though the trail didn't look like much at first glance, it was incredibly appealing and pulled us forward with every step. Our walk looked like it was from another world because it was surrounded by green plants and bright flowers. The only thing that broke up the scene was the big black gate. I firmly pointed her in the direction of this unknown border, reassuring her even though it was clear she was scared. Even though she wasn't helping, she moved around the area with a calmness that made our goal seem less important. At this point of change, our connection broke through the limits of the physical world, letting us have a deep exchange of thoughts and feelings. Kate gasped and held her breath as we got closer to the gate. She was excited about what was coming next. She found the strength to keep going, though, because she had a strong sense of purpose and hoped to see her loved ones again in the next life. There was still a lot of uncertainty about the way forward, but the journey itself held the promise of a beautiful reunion where pain would give way to peace and separation would give way to endless togetherness. Kate told me that she wanted to stay with me at one important point during our trip. When I realized how she really felt, I told her I loved and appreciated her, and how important our friendship was to me. But as the trip went on, I gently pushed her to keep going and reminded her that I was committed to walking with her every step of the way. She accepted the sad nod and found the strength to move forward, even though she didn't know what would happen next. I felt a strange kind of distance for a moment, like there was another me standing there with Kate and thinking in silence. We stopped a few times to give her time to get used to the new path and the strange gate in front of us. During these breaks, we comforted and encouraged her. When they got close to the queue, the air exploded with excitement, and ghostly shapes appeared over the huge barrier. They kept their faces hidden, but there was a comforting sense that they knew each other. Step by step, Kate's mood got better, and the support of the people waiting outside made her more determined. When I saw the group of famous people, I remembered and felt a lot of different things. Each face was a tribute to a life that had been touched and loved. For some reason, even though they had secret traits, they made people feel like they belonged and were familiar. Kate was getting ready to go on her farewell trip, and I was there to support her behind the scenes. She reached for the gate with a hand that was shaking. Her moves were slow and steady, but they were full of acceptance and deep resignation. With a soft sigh, the gate opened to reveal a scene of never-ending love and understanding. It was a holy moment of quiet. As I stood in the shadow of that doorway, my heart broke with happy tears for Kate as she walked through the door and into her family's arms. I hung out on the edges, watching Kate's journey's conclusion in silence as I joined the chorus of welcome. At that moment, the brightness of her newfound freedom made her forget about her anger and desire. When she died, I found peace in the thought that her soul would live on forever, like a lighthouse in the vast emptiness of eternity. She went to be with her loved ones. Kate stopped, and as she took a deep breath, her chest rose and fell. She then asked for one more minute of peace and quiet. There was a moving moment of thought. We were all standing there together, with a sea of eager faces all around us. It was very calm. I could almost feel Kate's sudden happiness in that quiet moment. Her shoulders, which had been straight, were now sagging with the light weight of complete calm. As the seconds went by, I brought up the subject of readiness and told Kate not to move forward until she was sure she was ready. She turned around and faced me. She gave me a soft half-turn and asked me to give her one last wave. Her eyes were shining with a silent determination. She raised her hand in a happy salute, and I watched with interest as she did it with a calm sense of confidence. Kate's confidence grew with each step. The warm welcome she would find on the other side made her walk stronger. When her hand touched the gate's threshold, she was received with joy, and her presence blended in with the group of loved ones who were already there. I could tell there was a small change in the fabric of reality when I saw her fit perfectly into the bright afterlife patchwork. We could see a landscape bathed in soft morning colors as the fog around us started to lift. It looked like a fine thread pulling free. But in the back of my mind, even as I looked at this peaceful scene, I could hear a voice saying prayers and thanks. That moment of clarity helped me understand how far our journey together had gone and how badly it had hurt my heart. The thought that Kate had found comfort in the embrace of forever made the pain of her death lessen. With time, I've learned to value the memories of the hard times we shared, seeing them not as a burden but as a holy duty I had to fulfill. The experience's power to change me makes me want to tell our story to comfort and reassure anyone who might be afraid of the unknown path that lies ahead. I've had views of Kate after she died, which shows how close we were. I find comfort and inspiration in these events because they tell me that love has no limits. It doesn't know death or life. As I say goodbye, dear reader, I want you to think about the important things our trip has taught you. Though the road ahead may be unclear, may the knowledge that love will always shine a light on it bring you comfort. Have a great day and stay safe until we meet again.